In this video, I'm going to be going over how progress doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time. And it kind of shocks me how many people didn't realise this. I posted this somewhere, um, and I didn't realise how many people needed to see it, and didn't realise how many people didn't actually know this is the case, and it kind of shocks me. So I want to make this YouTube video on this today, and I really want to just get the message over to you guys and really install it into our minds, and it will help your fitness journey so much, and it will definitely help you stay consistent if you're finding it a little bit hard. So before we get into the video, I just want to briefly introduce myself to you guys if you don't know me already. So my name is Ryan. I'm a 19-year-old from the UK, and I've undergone a physical and mental transformation over the past 3 years, and I'm on a mission to inspire skinny young men who struggle to gain weight and struggle to find success in the gym, to help them do that and help them sculpt their physiques to their ideal physiques and their ideal picture. I just want to reiterate the importance as a whole, right? So obviously, especially as a skinny young man as well, if you want to get to where you want to get, and if you want to achieve your dream physique, and if you want to transform into that ideal person and that ideal image of your future self that you have in your head, you need to be consistent, and you need to work hard and sharp all the time when you're meant to, over a long period of time. It won't take weeks, it won't take months. You'll see some progression in months, right? Because obviously when you start, you're going to have newbie gains, which I think I get onto in this video. I'm just looking at my plan. But yeah, you're going to see newbie gains. So at the start, you're obviously going to see some progression. But in order to transform into the self you really, you visualize in there, it takes bloody years, okay? So you've got to be consistent over a long period of time, and you've got to work in, day out, working as hard as you possibly can, giving it all your effort, leaving all your effort in the gym, and every session making sure you leave knowing that you had nothing left and you couldn't have done one rep on an exercise, for example, and you stopped early, right? It's so important that you really push yourself so hard. But you've also, yeah, as I said, you've got to realise that this stuff takes time, and nothing of great value happens overnight. And having a good physique is priceless, right? You can't put a price on a good physique because you can't buy it with, if you have billions, you can't buy a good physique, right? You got to work for it. So you got to realise that this is a long process, and it's a delayed gratification game. In order to actually help you get there and not give up early, you need to set yourself some realistic expectations. And this is because if you set yourself some unrealistic expectations, and for example you set yourself to achieve your dream physique within the first 1 year of the gym, right? What happens when you don't achieve that? You're going to be demotivated, you're going to be disappointed in yourself, you're going to be angry at yourself, and the chance of you quitting because of this is very likely. So you need to actually look at the bigger picture, and you need to just give yourself a bit of a slap in the face and just tell yourself that these things don't happen as quick as you want them to. But the fact is that these things don't happen quickly. So you've got to realise this. Therefore, you've got to set yourself some realistic expectations. And a lot of the time, right, these unrealistic expectations are being set more and more and more by the new generation nowadays when they start the gym, wanting to achieve their dream physique in a ridiculously short time. And this is due to the media, social media, and misleading information online, misleading this new generation and these new people starting a gym, really trying to install it into their minds that they can achieve their dream physique in a short period of time, and it doesn't actually take much effort. But that is just bollocks, right? It takes so much effort and hard work, and if you're not willing to do that over a long period of time, then you're not going to achieve your dream physique. It's simple. I'll be brutally honest with you. The bodybuilding and going to the gym and pushing yourself hard every single session, it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. You might not like it, and you may not like pushing yourself and putting yourself through the pain you need to put yourself through in order to grow. So yeah, you just need to be patient, right, and see if it's for you. And if it's for you, then obviously you're going to achieve your dream physique, right? And if it's not for you, then it wasn't meant to be. But I'm going off on a tangent, right? So yeah, you need to set yourself some realistic expectations and realise that good quality progress happens over time and not overnight. So yeah, obviously you're going to see good progress at the start because of the newbie gains, but you need to realise that achieving your dream physique and actually putting on some respectable size and some size that you're going to be happy with, it's going to take a bloody long time, okay? So set yourself some realistic expectations and stop believing that, and stop being deluded about, it takes a short time to achieve your dream physique, right? Because if you keep deluding yourself to that, then as I said, when you finally realise and you finally see that it doesn't take the time you thought it would to achieve your dream physique, then you're going to be angry at yourself, and you're going to be confused, and then you're going to be lost, and then you're going to be upset at yourself, and you're going to be demotivated. And the likelihood of you quitting is high because you thought of that it didn't take long to achieve your dream physique, and you just deluded yourself. So now on to the next part of the this video. So as I was saying earlier, right, about the consistency. Consistency is what bridges the gap between you on day one and you achieving your dream physique. Without consistency, that's literally impossible. You won't be able to achieve your dream physique. Without consistency, there's no dream physique. So you've got to be consistent, and you've got to learn to sharp every single day when you're meant to, even when you don't want to. When you feel on top of the world, and when you feel like you're at the bottom of hell, you've still got to sharp even when you're meant to. If you feel so motivated one day and you sharp, obviously you're going to sharp. But if you feel really, really low one day and you really don't want to go to the gym and you think it's the worst thing you could possibly do right now, but you still got to go and hit legs, you still go and bloody hit legs. Because that's what's going to separate the people who achieve their dream physiques and the people who don't achieve their dream physiques and become unsuccessful in the gym. And that is the importance of consistency, because it allows you to show up every single day when you're meant to, and that is going to mold you into the man that deserves to achieve his dream physique. Therefore, you're going to achieve your dream physique. Okay, so you've got to make sure you master consistency, and it's super, super important. Without consistency, there's literally no room for progression. It's all good showing up once in a while, but then you've got to build on top of that. It's like if you show up once, that's the foundation, and then you build on top of it by going again and again and again and again and again, right? If you only show up to the gym once a month, you've built your foundation, you've shown up to the gym once, but when are you going to show up again? You've got to show up the next day, and then you've got to show up on all the days you're actually meant to do in order to grow, right? Right. So making sure you stay consistent is so important, and consistency is literally the key. It is the driving force that bridges the gap between you on day one and you achieving your dream physique. So it's so important that you master consistency, and without consistency, you're not going to see any progression in the gym. So you need to realise the high value of a good physique, because you actually have to work for it. Because as I've said, and as the video title states, these things and good things of high value don't happen overnight. They happen over time, because if you want to achieve something of high quality and high value, you've got to bloody work for it. We're not easily, nothing easy comes to us if we want to achieve success, right? It's like, if money could buy a good physique, then why is everyone not ripped? Why is obesity at the worst, why is obesity at the highest percentage it is ever in America or in the world right now, right? If we could buy a physique, wouldn't everyone be shredded and obesity wouldn't be a problem? But it's one of the most prominent killers in the world right now. So why is that still a problem? If everyone could have access to a good physique, right? It wouldn't be, but it is, because having a good physique isn't as easy as it sounds, right? It takes bloody time and hard work and consistent efforts over years, as I have stated. It's like, if money grew off trees, we'd all be millionaires, but it doesn't work like that, right? It's like, if we could buy a good physique, everyone would be shredded on the beach in the summer, right? But it just doesn't work like that. Okay, you've got to bloody work for it. If you want to be a millionaire, you've got to work for it. Same as if you want to be shredded and you want to have a good physique and you want to look good and look after yourself, you've got to bloody work for it and make decisions and make sacrifices that you wouldn't really want to make initially, but then you realise in the long term, when you achieve your dream physique, you'll be grateful you made them sacrifices. It's literally the same story if someone goes from rags to riches. They have to sacrifice stuff at the start, and then when they get to where they want to be, they look back and they're grateful for those sacrifices that they had to make, okay? So it is so important that you just realise that it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a week. It doesn't happen in a month. It happens over years and years and years of hard work. But don't let this discourage you. You've got to look at this journey, and you've got to look at these years of hard work you're going to put in as success, right? You've got to think of the phrase, success is a journey and not the destination. Obviously, you want to get to the destination, but it's about the journey that's going to take you to the destination. The journey bridges the gap from you at the start to where you want to be, from day one to the dream physique. And the journey is where you become and you mold into the man that deserves to get to the destination. So you actually undergo that success in the journey, because if you become the man who deserves to get to the destination, you'll get to the destination, and that make or break happens in the journey. But if you don't become the man that doesn't deserve the destination, then you're not gonna reach the destination, and you've had an unsuccessful journey. So you've got to think of the journey as a success, and you achieve your destination because you've become the man in that journey. So you've got to embrace the journey, and you've got to love the journey, and you've got to stop thinking about the destination, and you've always got to be thinking about the journey, and that's what's going to get you to where you want to be. And I want to leave you with one more thing as well. So I want you guys to install this into your minds as well, that progress in the gym is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Imagine trying to run a marathon at a sprint pace without even trying to run a marathon in the first place, without actually completing a marathon normally first. You try to run it at sprint pace. Obviously, most obviously, you're going to fail, and you're not going to achieve the marathon if you try and run it at sprint pace, right? It's literally the exact same thing with the gym. If you think it can happen so quickly, the likelihood of you not achieving it is going to be very high, because you're not actually with it in reality, right? You've got to know that it takes time and hard work to achieve a good physique. Just like if you've got to know with a marathon that you need to go at a slow and steady pace, and you'll get to the end of the race. Whereas if you try and race so fast, you're probably not going to make it past the first 1,000 meters, right? So because you'll just burn out, right? So I just want you to remember that, and that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have understood, and you now realise that achieving a good physique and achieving your dream physique, it takes time, right? And don't be misled by stuff on social media. Don't be misled by all that bollocks, and just just step into the real world, right? Social media isn't real. This isn't real, right? You're just watching me through a screen, but I'm telling you what you need to hear, because you may not hear it so often. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you have learned something, then I'll really appreciate it if you drop a like, a comment, and a subscription down below. That would mean a lot to me, and you can stay around for more exclusive content and learn more from me. So without further ado, I will see you guys in the next video. What?